Welcome to my channel, everybody. Some of you may already recognize me from my other channel, Valhalla VFT, but for those of you who don't, who am I? My name is Nate. I'm a retired Green Beret. For those of you not privy to the military, that means Army Special Forces. And what are we here to do on this new channel? Well, primarily just talk shit about all the ridiculous stuff that's going on in our society. And I figured, what better way to start than take a deep look at the fake alpha male culture.
Never been scared of anything. As a child, I was literally diagnosed as somebody that's fearless.
Sure, yes, I'm sure all of you are privy to this. It's all over social media. I've kind of identified 5 fake alpha male archetypes that we're going to talk about this. Now, you might be wondering, Nate, what qualifies you to talk about who's alpha and who's not? Well, first of all, I think anyone who identifies themselves as an alpha male automatically isn't, and I think the term is stupid in general, okay?
He's extremely beta by pretending to be alpha. The loudest man in the room is often the one who's the most insecure.
So for me, and the way I look at things, I'm somebody who believes in traditional masculinity with a touch of, let's say, Marcus Aurelius stoicism, maybe a little bit of Viking bravery mixed in, okay? I believe in living life in acts of service, protecting, providing for your family, those around you. That is what makes a true alpha male in the traditional sense of the word. But there's a lot of different archetypes of fake alpha males who want you to believe their way is what makes the true alpha, and that's what we're going to talk about today in today's video. All right, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Helps the channel. We're trying to build this new channel out. All right, let's jump into it and go down the list. All right, so starting off, number 1, the Bugatti Billionaire. Yes, we all know him.
You're broke. You're poor.
Yes, we all know the big players in the space here. You've got the GOAT, Andrew Tate himself, of course, Dan Blazarian. You've got this guy whose shorts are too small, who wants you to think he's a billionaire, but really he rides an economy on an airplane.
Go look at your paycheck. It's not at least 100 grand a month. You got work to do.
Now, typically, the Bugatti Billionaire wants you to think the only way that you can be an alpha male is if you pay OnlyFans models and prostitutes to come hang with you on your yacht. Now, the thing that the Bugatti Billionaire always seems to forget is that typically they forget their past. And just like sort of the new king of the Bugatti Billionaires, Jeff Bezos, it doesn't really matter how much TRT you blast into your system or how much plastic you stuff into your wife, you're always deep down gonna be a fucking nerd. So no, what essentially constitutes as being just a sugar daddy does not make you an alpha male, unfortunately, for the Bugatti Billionaire. And that brings us to number 2. Number 2 is going to be the fake tough guy. And who is the GOAT of the fake tough guy space? Of course, Wes Watson. A lot of time there's prison culture involved in this for some reason. Also religion, which can be kind of odd.
Descendant of King Solomon. I named myself king once I found that out. And then I grew my beard and I realized I have his wisdom.
But yes, again, and what seems to be a common thing, the fake tough guy typically is around 5'7", 5'8", pretending that they're 6 feet tall like Wes Watson does. And they want you to know that they're tough in not the traditional sense of, actual trained fighters, but they're street fighters.
I don't do what they do. I never thought MMA was so cool because I've fought my whole life and I never had to prove that I could fight because I always could.
Right, they've been out on the street, even though Wes Watson rolls around with private security because he's terrified of being confronted by anyone his size that can actually fight. But yes, the fake tough guy also loves to get in online conflicts with other fake tough guys like these 2 weirdos.
I want to show you how it feels like when I'm in a room with you. I don't make them scared of me.
You are the last man that I fear.
Who, one of which I'm pretty sure is about 5'7", says super weird stuff about walking into rooms and everyone notices him.
Place, you see me.
Yeah.
You feel the energy. I walk in with power.
Yeah.
I walk in, my chest is held high, my back is straight, my handshake is very powerful. Why? Because I come in with a lot of force, a lot of energy through the earth.
In reality, someone my size wouldn't even be able to see you. And then this guy who's always flexing with his shirt off when he really just looks like a Jim and Dean sausage stuffed into a plastic straw. Very, very odd. No, none of these guys are actually tough. And no, none of them are actual alpha males. Now, that's going to bring us to number 3. Now, this is going to be my favorite because it comes from my community, which is the fake war hero tough guy. Yes, I'm sure you guys know these personas. Plenty of them in our space, typically a Navy SEAL or just Tim Kennedy. And what they want you to know is they're the real life Rambo, dismantling every enemy in their path, drinking from the skulls of their victim. These guys all have the most amazing war stories.
In Afghanistan, ambushed, overran, literally shot. Gun saved my life, and the magazine capacity was a big factor in it.
Typically, this also comes with some type of grift where they wake up at 3:45 in the morning every morning and cold plunge before they do their meditations, and are typically selling some type of online coaching platform that is going to grift you out of your money. So while they want you to think that they're the ultimate war hero, in reality, they're more like old Four-Leaf from Tropic Thunder. Now, that brings us to number 4. Now, number 4 is kind of interesting because this isn't one I think that they necessarily identify themselves as, but society wants you to think is the new alpha male archetype, right? And that's the Hollywood beta, right? Now, you guys might be wondering, well, that seems a little counterintuitive. Yes, but what Hollywood wants you to think is these guys are the new tough guys. Now, if you're an 80s baby like me, you grew up in a genre of Schwarzenegger, Van Damme, Stallone, real action heroes, right? Predator, all these awesome movies that we used to have. And now these guys, Mark Ruffalo is supposed to be a tough guy, right? So this is the new movement now in trying to make effeminate men the true alphas in society. And it's just not real. Let's call it the Disney alpha. Maybe that's a better term that we can use, because every time I see these guys in these acting roles and the superhero portrayals that they're doing, I just can't get behind it. So no, Pedro Pascal, as big of a heartthrob as people may seem to think he is, no, he's not an alpha. And that is going to bring us to our final one, number 5, which is a little bit of an interesting one, which is the Sigma male. Now, the Sigma male sort of transcends alpha. Now, there's some interesting sort of self-proclaimed Sigmas in the social media space, particularly these guys. Now, what's interesting about the Sigma is there's really nothing actually traditionally masculine about these guys. They're not fit, they're not masculine, they're not imposing, they're not threatening, but they talk really well on podcasts. And they want you to know how alpha they are based off of their intellect, how they can beat down OnlyFans chicks on their podcasts who are, at about a 70 IQ. And because of their ability to intellectually dismantle dumb women, they become the ultimate alpha male. Now, many of them also talk about how they have 10 different girlfriends while their girlfriend's not allowed to date anyone else, this sort of polygamy style, which if that's what you're into, that's fine. But no, that is not what traditional masculinity is about. And therefore, that is not alpha. So we'll probably deep dive sort of onesies or twosies of each of these guys and really dismantle how fake alpha they actually are. But for this one, I just wanted to get us a broad outlook of society's current fake alpha male archetypes. It's going to do it for this one. Hope you all guys enjoyed it. We'll see what we're doing on this channel going forward. Going to be all sorts of different weird stuff. But for this one, that's going to do it. Catch you on the next one.